p.m. It's that time again. It's 1 p.m. on a Thursday, and it's time for dun 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 coffee club in the 7th dimension.
Except it's not coffee, it's tea.
Oh, I haven't got anything. They
That's
don't have
bad
anything.
planning.
Well, I kind of had I pushed my lunch in quick beforehand today because I just thought I won't manage. It won't last until we've done. So yeah, it's coffee. Coffee's a morning thing for me, and I never drink unless you and I meet for coffee, and then we're going to might be having cake as well. Then I'll have another cup of coffee, but it's very rare I'll have more than one cup of coffee a day.
Perhaps this should be the coffee and cake in the 7th.
Yes.
Or we just change it to cake in the 7th.
But then we'd have to make it coffee and processed sugar-free cake, natural sugared cake, because that's generally what we have when we go to the place that we meet.
Yes.
I love that people always go sugar-free, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's got dates in it. How can it be sugar-free? There is sugar in dates.
Yes, no processed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just checking we are live. We are live. If nobody's with us at the moment, but that's okay. So I have fully fallen into giving up the need for control.
Okay.
Today, I have no plan. Normally I come here, don't I? And we have a little bit of a plan. I usually say if we haven't talked, because we haven't talked since last week, because we've both been busy. I've been away and you've had stuff going on. And I would normally drop you a message and go, oh, how about we cover this today? Today, nothing. I'm fully immersed into the letting go of the need for control and allowing us to flow today, which is kind of the idea at the start, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So I suspect that we probably, I think just naturally speaking, won't be as free with what we say just because it's going out to the world rather than it just being between you and me. It does make it a little bit different, doesn't it?
Yes,
definitely. But it's really interesting to sorry, were you going to say something?
No, you're right. I was going to ask you a question.
I was just going to say it's really interesting to kind of not get sucked into all of the I should be doing this and I should be doing that and I should be doing the other and I should be doing all of that. And then, it's not to say that those thoughts don't pop into my head, but I'm just like, yeah, no, not doing that at the moment. You can, it's fine. Off you go. And I'm perfectly okay with it.
I think some of the most grounded and the nicest, where you feel most connected times is when you just haven't got anything planned. So my last couple of days, although client based, busy, it's been the rest of it. I've just not even thought about what I'm going to do until I'm in the moment, and I go, I quite fancy doing that.
Yeah.
So, and I've done that. There's probably 2 or 3 things that I love. I love my essential oils, and I've kind of have divorced myself from them over the last probably 12 months now.
You haven't been using them as much as you used to, have you?
No, and I'm not quite sure why. It just happened, and then I just thought I had this sudden yearning to reconnect with them. So that's what I did. I've gone through all my essential oils, and wow, I've got a lot. But it was just really nice to smell them and to remind myself what they can do, and they're just so powerful. And it was just like, wow, yes, that was, I really needed to do that. So
just doing things in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, because we do. It's I had an interesting client day yesterday with Bowen Therapy. So I had 3 new clients a few weeks ago, and yesterday they all came for a 3rd or a 4th treatment. And it's been really interesting on a number of fronts. One is is people are starting to open up to me more.
Okay.
And I actually almost felt like a therapist, a counsellor therapist. But it's nice that people are opening up. Really nice. Because there's more stuff going on under the surface there. And then sometimes, as you know, it can explain what's happening in the body as well. So it's one of them, it's been really interesting because she's really she's very research oriented and very kind of understanding oriented and very kind of quite scientific about how she approaches life, because that's kind of what her business looks like. And we've been talking about the Akashic Records, and she's somebody I've known for 10 years. But it's so interesting that she's really struggling to let go of the fact that her brain can't understand it.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like, well, that just blows my mind. I just don't. How can you? As like, it's outside of the scope of your brain. Your brain's not meant to understand this. It's outside of its job description. The brain is there to keep you safe, isn't it? It's to keep you in your comfort zone and keep you safe. So that was really interesting. And also some of the things she was sharing with me yesterday, which obviously I won't go into, but a lot of, you just never know what's going on with somebody. And when life looks like it's on the outside, everything looks like it's going really well and all that it should be. But, underneath, there is always, for everybody, there is always something else that's going on, something that's happening on the inside that means that you're not entirely, you're not happy, you're not joyful, you're not whatever, at peace with yourself, reacting to the circumstances of the outside world. So just a little. So we've got 2 people watching. Hello. Well, Judith, looks like Judith's here. Hi, Judith. And somebody else as well. So please say hello in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And then another lady, a much older lady yesterday. She was very much, and actually in her late 80s. And very much in that, well, I should be doing this then, and I should be doing that then. And because I said to her, maybe you need to go and do some Pilates or something to just help your body to keep. She said, well, my friends go on a Monday morning. And I said, well, go with them. And she said, no, I do the washing then. I've got to get the washing done. I'm like, no, you don't. Don't at all. Go to Pilates.
Yeah.
But you
I can get that, though. I do get that.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get sucked into routine. You know where you are. It's comforting. You're ticking the boxes. So
yes,
it's easy to say I can't. I get that.
Yeah, and I do too. And again, it was another day reminding me how far I have come. Because 18 months ago, I was that person. 18 months ago, you were that person.
Yeah, and sometimes she still shows up.
Absolutely.
And that's okay.
But you have enough awareness now to know when she shows up.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that you won't choose to do the washing on Monday morning rather than go to Pilates, but at least then it's a conscious choice rather than an automatic programmed response.
Yeah. For sure. It's that, it's just having that awareness. It's always having an awareness and asking the question to yourself.
Yeah.
Because, once you start doing that, and even if you don't know the answer, which sometimes I really don't, I can still get stuck in it. It's almost like it takes a while to drip. I don't know whether you have it, Kat. It doesn't always instantly come to me. It could be the next day, like the other week when I stood in the doorway and went, oh, now I get it.
Absolutely. I think what that is you've basically posed the question to your soul, and then you're allowing, or to the universe, and you're allowing that wisdom to come through, because you kind of have to get out of your own way.
Yeah, you do. I like that. To get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Stop.
And we're stuck in our heads with that conversation going and going and going and all the time. You can't get out of it. You can't hear anything else. It's so damn noisy.
Yeah. And I did something's happened recently, as I mentioned before, and I slipped into it and had pockets of loveliness and connected and love and being, okay, and then smaller pockets of and it was just like trying to extract yourself, and the chatter, oh my God, I'd forgotten what the chatter was like in my head. It doesn't stop. And I looked at myself in the mirror and went, will you just shut up? Will you just shut up? What are you talking to yourself about?
Yeah.
And it was a full-blown conversation, and I had forgotten in detail how you can talk to yourself.
Yes.
And you think nobody's listening, but your body is listening.
Yes.
And it really doesn't need to hear that chatter. So
absolutely, and that's it. I mean, and I still, once you clearing the blocks from your Akashic records doesn't mean to say that suddenly you're going to be living on this Zen bubble cloud up in the sky and floating along every single day. We still have to live in this body, in this physical body, with the conscious and the subconscious and the playing its role, and fear is still something that you're going to experience, but it's about catching it, isn't it? And it's just about it's okay, breathe, and
and just feeling into it. Like we said before, we've said it.
So what you resist persists. Don't resist it. Don't resist it. Which can be really challenging to, especially when it's something that's so strong and so ingrained.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling more on the, and it's am I taking action? I am taking a little bit of action, not anything, I'm not kind of like, going mad working hours a day. I'm done with that. I am definitely done with that. And it was really interesting, actually. I went to a horse saddle education day on Tuesday, and I am considering training to be a saddle fitter with these particular saddles, because there's something quite special about them. And my friend who's designed them and who's started the business with her best friend to create these saddles, she's very much building her business in this way. She's just like, I have put my stake in the ground. This is what I stand for. And if you're in alignment with that, then we are meant to do something together.
Yeah.
And if you are not, then I am not the person for you.
Yeah.
And I really believe that's where we're going with life. If we allow it, we can choose to go in that direction if we allow it. And that's really what I want to be. I want to put my stake in the ground. This is what I stand for. And if that resonates with you, and if you like the sound of that, and it kind of like, it calls to your soul, then, like you and I, we're a match.
Yeah.
Match.com. Maybe we need to do a seventh dimension version of Match.com.
I was just thinking about, wow, that's interesting. So a lot of my thoughts, when I think them, it's only for me. And then my mouth starts to speak, and then I go, oh no, it's gone. That realization was for me, not to share. Sorry.
Maybe. It may well be.
There's a lot of that in my house. I start saying something and I think, well, actually, no, you don't need to know that. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But you've been feeling this, haven't you? Certainly with clients that have been turning up for you with reflexology, and I think people come into your life as well.
I have.
Like time as they're meant to.
Yeah, over the last, I'd probably say couple of months, I've had people come to me for a reason, and I don't mean what they've come with. I complain to what they want to help with. There's different connections, and they've been surprisingly some where in the old me would have gone, well, you're never going to get this because you're closed. They've actually been more open, and it's been really lovely to see that with all the so I definitely feel that with all the changes from moving from 3D to 5D, I definitely think it's making having an impact on people who are not closed to alternative ways, and they're looking for something that really is a match for them, I suppose is the best way to say it. So it's very interesting, the caliber of clients that are coming through the door at the moment.
Yeah, and that's your inner world creating your outer world as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Your inner world creating your outer world.
A long time ago, I'm from a lot of medical people in my company. That's funny. In my family, I haven't got a company like that. And I always felt that I had to sell what I did on a medical basis, but these last couple of years have been so freeing. It's just like, no, I don't. I know exactly what's happening. I can feel the energy. I can see the energy. It's just amazing.
And that's it. You can put your stake in the ground. This is me. This is what I'm about. This is what I believe. This is what I do. This is how I live my life. From a place of authenticity, rather than having to put a
facade
or a costume on or a front up to show the version of yourself to the world that you believe is acceptable to other people.
I've always, if I think about it, since a young kid, I've always been the oddball. I mean it in a nice way, in the sense that I never followed the same bands as everybody else. I'd always go for the band that nobody was following. And just lots of things like that. I wouldn't get all the latest, gear in terms of, drain pipe trousers and all the rest of it. I just do my own thing. And so it's always been there. That underlying current's always been there. But it took a while. Took a while to come out. Every step is in the right direction, which is what matters.
I think I was the opposite. I didn't fit in, but I desperately tried to.
Okay.
Because what was on my inside didn't match what was on the outside. So I tried to kind of put a filter in place.
And how did that make you feel?
Very lonely and the irony is I never fitted in anyway, even through all of that.
Yeah. And I think as you get older, I think there are a lot of people. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people out there who don't fit in or feel that they don't fit in, and they're spending all this energy and in terms of emotion and anxiety and everything else that goes along,
and coping strategies.
Yeah, not being who they truly are.
Yeah, and actually, when you let go of all of that, it's just like, oh, what a weight off. Yeah. That is just lovely. Yeah. This is me. And, if you don't like me or like what I'm about, that's absolutely fine. We're not meant for each other, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, it feels very free. I feel really relaxed today. I feel a bit
hey? I just felt like I just suddenly felt woohoo.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel really relaxed today. I feel really spaced out. In a really lovely way, just very mellow, really mellow.
Yes, definitely. And me as well. I was going to say something else there as well, but I've gone out of my head now too.
It wasn't meant to be. You only need to recognize it.
No, not at all. It was not meant to be. Not meant to be at all. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share today?
I think the thing that keeps coming up to me today is about, we've done we've cleared our Akashic Records, and it's been an amazing journey. And all, that's brilliant work. But every day, still making sure that you're kind, to yourself, and that you give yourself the space, and you use on a daily basis words like I love you to yourself.
Yeah.
And that, you are the truth and you are standing in the light. I think that's really important. Even if you don't meditate, and, if anybody's listening to this, you don't do anything else, it's so easy just to take, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, but just to go and, sit down and say those words to yourself is just very powerful. And
that was the lovely meditations from Katie
it was
last week.
Yes. But it made me realize how we started saying it at the beginning of the chat, when we said, be careful what you say, because you might not think anybody's listening, but you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
So taking that on a positive, it's saying those words that really mean, I am standing in the light, I am the truth, I am loved. And, you just listen, to take it slowly and listen to the words and become the words, and the words become you. So powerful.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And it's going to feels, I mean, I don't think I was going to say, if you've not done any of this work before, it's going to feel a little bit odd. You might go, I am love. Yeah, right. Of course you are. That's the other little voice that pops up. But that's okay. You just focus on the bit that you want to bring in, not the bit that will pop up.
It's about vibrations, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you put your hands on your heart, put your hands on your heart, but you can hear the vibrations of the word that you say. And that in itself is really powerful. It adds extra, I think, to it. So I'm thinking, if anybody's out there and thinking that oh God, yeah, I am love. If you listen to the vibration and focus on that, it's different for every single word you use. And it's very hard to pick it up, but I'm just saying it's, that can be your focus. And then that is in your body, that is vibrating through your body. All your cells can feel that vibration.
Absolutely. So this is the whole kind of water thing, isn't it? Yeah. This is the memory of water, you're doing a lot of work in this area, or a lot of study in this area at the moment, and it's that idea, that you can you can put a label on a glass of water and then freeze it. The label might be love, and then you can put another glass of water and put a label on it. The label might be hate, and they'll come out and they'll have crystallized into completely different shapes. So we are 80% water.
Yes. So that is exactly, when I think about the vibration, I think about all the water molecules in my body vibrating, and water is intelligent. There is an intelligence of water. So it's that lovely idea that all my cells in my body now know the word love. And it's just that makes my heart sing. I just think it's not just here, it's not here, but it's everywhere in my body.
Yeah. Well, my whole body is now vibrating in a match with you.
Perhaps next time I'll share some of the freezes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that would be quite interesting.
Debbie's here. She just said, thank you, Sarah. I needed that today.
Oh, bless you.
We all need a reminder. We do. We all need a reminder. It's like I say, it's not about getting to a level and staying there. It's about what can you do for yourself every day that raises your own vibration towards love and away from fear, choosing love over fear in ever more challenging circumstances. This is the journey of being human.
Yes, it is. And like you say, sometimes it's very difficult, but you can find it in the smallest of things. On Monday, I went to the hospital, and I was in fear. trying desperately not to be, but I was in fear for the last 24 hours. But being there, and I walked into this most amazing ward. It was beautiful. And I just went, oh, that fills me with, isn't it lovely? It was brand new. It was really, you were made to feel very comfortable and everything. And it was just lovely. And I thought, wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was like, how could you go from that if I wouldn't have been able to make that connection before? And I would have just been, hunkering down,
as most people are in those situations.
Yeah, but it was just lovely, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, universe. That was a real surprise. Thank you for doing that."
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a vibrational match for it, even if you are off in your head's bringing you to the place of fear, because of the work that you've done, because of the clearings that you've already done. You are a vibrational match, even though you're having those lower vibrational emotions, because it is about, where do you live, where do you visit?
Yes.
Because no one's expecting anybody to be perfect and to be maintaining a level of whatever all the time. And it's really interesting, because I'm starting to really feel this idea that actually, once you've cleared all this stuff out of your records, it's easier, not necessarily easy always, but easier to reset yourself. And I also believe that we heal faster as well. I'm seeing, because I did a clearing decree for my horse a few months ago, and I'm seeing him things. Do you remember when we first were doing our gut reset programs, and it's a 21-day gut reset program, and things would pop up like detox symptoms, like I've had like weird patches suddenly show up on my skin and go really quickly. Okay. Do you remember? I don't know if you went through stuff like that, and then I'd have something come up on my gum and then it would go. And this is what I'm seeing in him as he's going through it, because I just have this deep set knowing that he is healing, and I just need to get out of the way and let him do it. Because I put that clearing in place in his records, he's able to do that. But stuff comes up. Like, I got back on Tuesday night and I went to see him, and he had a lump under his belly, and I was like, oh, that wasn't there when I left on Saturday. I wonder what that is. And then I come out this morning and it's pretty much gone. So it's just like, it's like a blip. It's like a little healing blip, but the healing happens really quickly. It seems to. It comes up and it goes, rather than hanging around and needing attention and needing something done about it. And I have this just knowing inside of me that is because of the clearing his records. So that's my next really exciting adventure, is to start to do this more with horses and see what.
Oh wow, that would be amazing.
Yes, got a couple of people lined up that are willing to let me use their horses as case studies.
Wow, that's going to be super cool.
Feeling my way into it really gently.
Yeah, well done.
Rather than going in with my jack boots on, which is what I normally do.
Well, it'll come.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. It will come.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the same reason why you can go in to that situation and be fearful. And frankly, who wouldn't be? Maybe a Buddhist monk that meditates 23 hours a day might not be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can actually have that. You can actually, look up and actually see what's in front of you and be able to make that switch.
Yeah. It was like a light switch, and it was lovely. And it's exactly what I needed. So, yeah, super cool. Super cool.
Yes. Yes. Okay, just having a look at comments. There aren't any other comments today, which is lovely. Debbie, thank you so much for joining us. Debbie's in the middle of clearing her records at the moment. She's having some really beautiful moments, and some, icky ones as well. All part and parcel. How do we know what's beautiful without that which is icky?
You need a comparison.
Yeah,
for sure.
Contrast. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's what I'm reading some different things, and one book I'm reading, it talks about that, the human aspect of us gives us the contrast of fear to the soul's contrast of love. And then it's a continual choice to make.
Yeah.
And it's everybody's individual choice to make. And, you know, you're going to choose different things at different moments, but it's always to choose love over the fear.
Yes. Love always.
Yes. Wow, look at that. We've been talking for 30 minutes.
Oh, wow, that went quick.
We have no plan.
See, you can imagine what a coffee shop
for me.
This is what it's like in
planning.
Yeah, that's definitely our coffee shop meeting, isn't it?
Yes, and it was the plan originally to just like kind of go with the flow and see what's come up this week and how we've dealt with it and all of that stuff. It's just that you kind of get on live and you think, oh, got to make sure we've got something to say.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, the things happen, don't they? And you kind of, if you plan it, sometimes you forget what's actually happened in your life that week. I think there's you know, a couple of things that have happened. I'm thinking, oh, I could have said that.
Yes.
So my plan this week, there's no plan.
The plan is no plan.
The plan is no plan.
Is that planning or is that not planning?
No, I'm really, I know kind of where I want to get to this week, but what it involves might change.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's good, isn't it? You got a destination. That's always good.
Yeah,
but you're not you know fixed on the outcome of. I'm on the magical mystery bus this week. I think just going to go with whatever comes up.
Be interesting conversation next week. Next week.
Well, and we're off to Westonbirt on Wednesday as well next week.
Oh, we are.
It's in your diary.
Yeah, it is.
So, yes.
Let's hope it doesn't. Last time it was really windy.
Sorry?
I said last time it was really windy.
It was really windy, and then my exhaust blew, so we couldn't go. Exhaust on my car blew. So we'll try again. Maybe you drive this time. Your car's newer than mine.
Yes, we'll give it a go.
I'm planning not to plan. Is that planning or is that not planning?
No, I don't think I'm quite good at going with the flow.
Yeah.
I think now I can quite easily, for a couple of years I've not made a list. I quite easily just go with the flow. So, and it feels really comfortable. It's not that nothing gets done. It's just that the right things get done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not being forced.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit brighter than I was this morning. I think my plan now is to see if Mr. Archibald, who is next door, the four-legged furry one, wants to go for a WALK.
Good luck. The sun is shining. It's blue sky. It's lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a good day to go for a walk. Definitely.
Yeah, no snow.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Sarah. It's lovely to see you. I've not spoken to you since, I don't know, was it Friday last week or Thursday? Maybe this time last week, actually. We've been both been doing other stuff. So it's lovely to see you. Lovely to talk to you.
You too.
My bud.
Buddy in crime.
Huh?
Just like buddies in crime.
A crime of love. Oh, no, I'm getting silly.
Oh, God.
Sound like Barry White's The Crime of Love. Right, let's go before we do anything else silly.
Yes. Okay. Adieu.
We will see you all. We'll be back next Thursday. And please do, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to leave a comment, if you've got any questions, if you're watching this on Facebook, please leave a comment, any questions. Sarah and I are available to answer anything. And we'll see you all next week. Have an awesome rest of the day.
Ciao, everybody.
Bye.